So here, we have everything we need, and because of that this was pasture for hay, there's irrigation plumbed in everywhere.
Okay.
So it's already here, and the county's willing to step in and help where needed if the irrigation, the underground lines are an issue. And Jimmy is kind of from the other side. He's in Washington, D.C. doing some lobbying right now.
Okay.
And so he understands agriculture more from the legislative side and like what's going on in our county, in our state, in the country, and how it's affecting farmers for land access, water access, ability to sell goods at market, and loans available from the government, stuff like that. So it's he provides a lot of really good insight, and I feel like with him on the team, we're able to utilize the resources that are available to us. And I tried working for other farmers, and I needed my own. I needed the freedom. So I started my own last year, and it was very successful. But again, the land access and the water access is it's a real bottleneck for all of us. And where I was would not have been a sustainable spot. So coming here is really nice because I can call someone on the open space crew any time during the day and ask a question and get help and get answers. So it's nice being here. I feel very supported. Put into the whole operation, but this year it was such a time crunch because we were so far behind. Ideally, we would have had crops going in the ground in end of March, earlier in April, but some of these we didn't even get until June. So I'm surprised that they're doing as well as they are. But next year we'll have a nice start. And we also, this greenhouse, we built that this year. And so we didn't have a place for the veggie starts. All the veggie starts were at my house in Carbondale. And so every day I moved 170 some flats out of my garage into the sun and back into my garage.
Wow.
Resilience. So that worked for us, but I would like to not do that again. I'd like to do it here. And that would get us an earlier start, having everything here on site and the ground already worked. So next year it'll be a dramatic difference. It's very rewarding. It's a very fulfilling job for me. It's a lot of work, yes. We are organic, and to remain organic, we have to learn about the soil here. We have to learn about what's going on this property and really figure out what can work for us. So, we'll never stop learning here. Even on this 1 acre, we'll be learning something new every year, every day almost. But there's just something about creating connections with people through food that you don't find anywhere else. And whether it's a chef or that one person at the farmer's market who takes a chance on a different vegetable. I mean, I have some market customers where I know how much they appreciate the food, so I hide this thing under here, and when they come I take it out and give it to them, and I just see their face. And for me, I feel that romance in it. I feel that connection. It's a very intimate connection when people care about their food and are understanding of the work that's going into it and are appreciative of that. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be on a piece of land and to have more than 1 year on the piece of land to really learn about it and learn what I'm capable of and what I can change.
Experiment.
Yeah.
There's not a huge pressure to be like, we need to make as much money as possible so we can pay rent or whatever. It gives us an opportunity to really do things right and try and change things, do things a new way, or at least try and adapt to our own. And that's one thing that I really hope to get into here is kind of development. So I want to work on a new variety of lambs, maybe, and do different seed saving, and kind of use this as a ground to adapt different plants, so make an economically viable grain that we can grow in the valley. And that's a big dream of mine, is to be able to get the money for a grain mill and a combine, and then start providing incentives for landowners to grow grain instead of producing hay. because the infrastructure's there. They've got the tractors, they've got the irrigation, and that would be a huge local food source with very little change in infrastructure. So that's one of my dreams, and so that's why kind of the first people I've been talking to are the county and the city, and there's interest from both that in helping to provide the space and the money for a mill and for a combine.
Wow.
We are hoping next year to start the beginning phases of a tool library, funded partly by Picken County, that gives farmers the ability to kind of have a subsidized lease on tractors and tillers and all kinds of different equipment, because I sure can't afford a tractor out here.
Yeah.
It creates a sterile working environment so that I can culture from spores. So these are actually mushroom spores that germinated into mycelium in my makeshift petri dishes. And then you use that to inoculate wheat grain. It's just organic whole wheat, and that colonizes this with mushroom mycelium. And then this I break up and mix into here after this has all been pasteurized in the system that I have right out here, a big water trough. Mix them into there and then leave these to incubate for about 2 weeks and move them into the fruiting room.
Huh.
So actually these you can see the feathers in there, and so I'm trying to see if the mycelium will extract the proteins from chicken feathers, which I obviously produce on site and is a waste stream out here. The rest is wheat straw. We get organic wheat straw from Loma. And so there's a lot of unknowns, and that's kind of sort of an exciting part of it, but also a stressful part of it. It goes both ways. You never really know what's going to happen. Certainly not like you show up in the morning and do things and leave, and it's nothing like a desk job or serving coffee or anything. You really have no idea what you're getting into every day.